Alrighty, what is happening? So we're stuck in a little bit of traffic, and I just thought this is a good time as any to start spitting out some content and potentially have something for YouTube or something like that. So here it is. Thought of the day is, if you are letting something slip in one area of life, is there an impact in another area? So let me make more sense of this. Let's say you're super unhealthy, you're super overweight, and you don't give a fuck about your health. Is that then going to transfer into other areas of your life? I personally believe yes, because I know that when I was super overweight and I was unhealthy and I didn't give a fuck about my health and my well-being, I wasn't the best business person I could be. I wasn't the best person in terms of relationships. I wasn't the best son. And multiple other things, right? Because I was a piece of shit looking after myself. So if I couldn't even look after myself or give a fuck about myself, how could I possibly look after and give a fuck about anything else? So that's kind of where we're at with this today. And I was kind of posting that question to myself, and I was thinking, like, does this correlate anywhere else? Like, if you're a piece of shit in your business, let's say you work for a company you don't give a fuck about, right? Are you then going to give a fuck about other areas of your life? Probably not. That same attitude is going to bleed into other areas of your life. So then what do you do about it? Like, how can you give a fuck about something that you don't give a fuck about? And it kind of is simple. Just give more fucks. If you don't like where you work, change. There's plenty of opportunity out there. There's like, if you're in a scarcity mindset, you're going to be like, oh my God, there's no opportunities, blah, blah, blah. There's fucking tons of opportunities. One of my first mentors, his name's David. He told me, my first consulting job actually, he said to me, he's like, hey Byron, one thing you need to remember is there's always work for good people. He's like, if you prove to be a good person and you prove to be a good worker, you will never struggle to find work, because you build up a reputation, you build up value and stuff like that, and before you know it, people will come and find you. And it wasn't long until that paid dividends in terms of me setting up my own consulting business and me not actually having to advertise or anything like that. Like, I just found work through word of mouth, through people that I knew, etc. They would be like, hey Byron, are you available to do a piece of work for me? Oh no, not at the moment, but give me a couple months. When this one winds down, I can roll onto that. Okay, awesome. Or no, that's not going to work out, whatever. But point is, like, if you show up and you do the work and you're hungry and you're a good person, people want to do work with you, because people want to do business with people that they like, and that with people that are like them and that they get along with. So if you don't like where you're working, change it. If you don't like your health, change it. There's all these excuses under the sun of, oh, I've got bad genetics, oh, this, that, and the other, I've got this disease, that disease, I got fucking all glandular issues, whatever. There's a high probability that you're fucking lazy and that you're not putting in the work. Are there exceptions to the rule? Of course. But there can't be that many people with fucking gland issues and you know what I mean? Like, and diseases and this, that, and the other. Like, fix your diet, clean up what you eat, put less shit in your mouth, less processed shit in your mouth, drink more water, less soda, and I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Are you drinking diet soda? Stop that shit. It's not good for you. It doesn't matter what anyone else says. There's no ways that it can be good for you. So drink your water, get hydrated, take your multivitamins, focus on your macros and your micros, start moving that fucking rig of yours, because if you're not moving your rig, how are you getting your blood flow moving? How is your brain getting functioning and stuff like that? All of this comes together to then give you a better health and well-being. But long and the short of it is, and I don't want to go on too long because I don't think that this is something that I need to talk on and on and on about, but I personally believe that it's impossible for you to be a piece of shit in one area of life and it not to bleed into other areas. It's like, if you're good in a certain period, a certain area of your life, that'll bleed into other areas. But it's like, you can't just be a rock star here and not and a piece of shit there. Like, there's going to be a thing that happens where the two come together and cause issues or cause a scene. So think about it like this. Let's talk working out, because I think a lot of people that follow me for that exact reason, to work out, to move the body, to get healthy, whatever. Let's say you're working out, right? And you fuck up your shoulder. Your shoulder's wrecked. Well, now, with a wrecked shoulder, and I can talk to this because I've wrecked my shoulder enough times to know that this sucks and that there's implications for it, but I wrecked my shoulder. All of a sudden now, when I train chest or arms or anything like that, I have a tough time because my shoulder's fucked. So my chest, when I train chest, takes a hit. When I train arms, it takes a hit because everything is fucking connected. Everything comes together through this shoulder joint here. And then you could argue, oh, well, you could just train legs. Motherfucker, when you throw a barbell over the back of your thing, that stretches your delt. That fucks up your shoulder. So all of a sudden now you're not training legs as hard as you should. So everything is connected. So why wouldn't it be the same in life? Why would that not happen in the real world where it's like, okay, I'm a piece of shit here, why would I not be a piece of shit somewhere else? And maybe you're not as big a piece of shit, but I bet you, whatever you want to bet me, that if you give zero fucks about one aspect of your life, that attitude will bleed in elsewhere to a certain degree. Maybe not to the extent that it does over that end of the spectrum, but it'll bleed through and it'll come through to somewhere else. So be very cognizant, be very aware of the fact that shit's connected. So you think like, oh, I can separate business and pleasure and I can do this, that, and the other. No, you can't. The way in which you approach your business will bleed into the way in which you approach your relationships, bleeds into the way in which you approach your health, your well-being, your finances. It all comes together. So if you give zero fucks about one aspect of your life, be very careful. I bet you if you pay enough attention and you're cognizant enough and have this self-awareness, you will see that that shit will bleed into other areas of your life. So if you don't give a fuck about your health, now's probably a pretty good time to start. There's this thing called Battle Ready. Drop in the comment section below or reach out to me on Instagram or one of those platforms. I will gladly help you out and get you dialed in and fixed up. If you're struggling in business or you are struggling in your career, change it, fix it, do something to make your life better. The only person that is in the driver's seat that has control over your destiny is you. If you want to have a good life, live a good life. Just make the decision, draw a line in the sand and say, this is the new norm. This is what I expect from me, and reverse engineer it so that you can make that a reality. I apologize, Harley Davidson. But draw a line in the sand. This is what good looks like. This is what is now the new normal. This is what's acceptable. Anything less than that is unacceptable. I've done that. I did that when I was 260, 270, 280, whatever the fuck I weighed. I drew a line in the sand and I was like, this is some bullshit. I don't even like the way I look in a mirror. I didn't even want to be in photographs, none of that shit. So I was like, okay, I'm done. I can't do that. And at that weight, I didn't give a fuck about my relationship. I didn't give a fuck about business. I didn't give a fuck about a whole bunch of stuff. I was in full escape mode to the point where I would work at the consulting firm and I would have to drink like 20 cups of coffee a day just to function. Then I would go from there home, and at home I would sit on my computer and I'd play video games and I'd eat shit food because I wanted to escape my reality, and it was way more fun to play video games and not deal with my real world fucking things. And then I would go to sleep maybe for a couple hours, wake up and do the same thing over and over and over again because I was a piece of shit in my health. Therefore I was a piece of shit in my business. All I wanted to do was escape because I didn't want to face the fact that I was a fucking piece of shit, right? Or that I was unhealthy and I had shit to deal with, like I needed to fix things. So face those demons, own your shit, and decide, draw a line in the sand. Hey Byron, you at 260 pounds is unfucking acceptable, bro. You need to fix that shit. What are you going to do about it? Okay, I'm going to reverse engineer. What does good look like for me? I think 200 pounds, maybe 220 pounds is a good weight for me. Okay, reverse engineer it. Okay, I need to lose a pound a week or whatever it is for 40 weeks and job done. So that's just like a quick rundown, but the moral of the story is that just like when you work out, if you fucking blow up your shoulder, it affects everything else. Your whole body is connected. You're just a series of tubes and fucking wires and stuff. This meat suit, yes, it's complicated, but it's also super simple. Everything's connected. Everything works together. Your heart stops beating, you fucking die. Your liver stops working, you fucking die. Your lungs stop working, you fucking die. Your brain stops working, you fucking die. Get the picture. Everything's fucking connected. Everything's makes you work as a well-oiled machine. So the same thing happens in life. Everything's connected. If you're fucking up in one area, there's a high probability you're fucking up in another. So pay attention, put yourself to the test, start working, and if you're wanting to make change, be the fucking change. It's not that hard. It's not difficult. A line in the sand, this is what good looks like, and I will not settle for anything less. And then it's trial and error. Okay, I'm going to try this diet, I'm going to try this workout, I'm going to try this, that, and the other. Give it enough time, but just make the decision that you're going to change, and then change. It's not super rocket sciencey. So that's today's message. I hope you guys have had an awesome fucking day. I appreciate the fact that you follow my page and that you like my stuff and share my stuff and all that stuff. So please continue doing that. I'm truly grateful for that. And yeah, like, subscribe, share, all that good shit. And I'll catch you guys next time in the next video. Cheers for now.